All right, you guys, we are in the Tennessee Revealed Geometry, beginning of Unit 2, which is all about, angles. This one is 2-1, which is angles and congruence. We're going to know what congruent means. We talked about that with segments, where they have the same distance length measure. They all mean basically the same thing. They're equal in length, they're equal in distance, or equal in measure. All right, well, we're going to have to talk about what a ray is, and the best example I can give is the sunshine. You have the sun, which is sending out these, rays of light, so to speak. It goes off in one direction out towards us. And this is going to look a lot like this, off in one direction. So you can have ray AB, or you can have ray AC. Doesn't really matter which one you go with, as long as your endpoint, which is A, goes first, because that's your initial starting location. Collinear means they have to be on the same line as each other. Now you can have opposite rays, which go in of course, completely opposite directions. That's what opposite means. So this would be ray AD to the left, and either ray AB or AC, whichever one you want to call it, to the right. A would be the common endpoint, and it forms a straight angle, which is 180 degrees. Probably looks like a line to you guys, and a straight angle basically is a line. All right, down here, multiple ways to name an angle, but I want you guys to realize that the vertex, which is this word right here, that's the common endpoint, is going to be the letter in the middle every single time. So this ray AD that goes up and to the left, and AB or AC, whatever you want to call it, that goes to the right. The point they have in common is your vertex, and that's your letter in the middle. So if you want to call it DAB, that's fine. A has to be in the middle. Or DAC, that's fine, as long as A is in the middle. Or backwards, CAD or BAC. But I want you guys to realize that vertex A has to be in the middle. Now, we use 3 letters when there's more than one angle A in a figure. This is only one angle A, this right there, this angle A, and that's why you can use only one letter. But if you have a figure that has a lot of things going on, where there's multiple angle A's, we use 3 letters to distinguish which angle A that we're referring to. All right, so you got the vertex A, that's the common endpoint for your opposite rays, or your 2 sides, in this case, side AD, which is the ray going up, and AB side, which is going to the right, or AC for that matter. All right, so again, you need to know how to name sides and the vertex. The vertex is A, that's your common endpoint, and you have AD ray and AB ray. Those are your 2 sides. All right, see what's coming up in the next page here. All right, so let's see. Angle divides a plane into 3 distinct parts. Okay, so we got interior and exterior. All right, so interior means that you are sitting inside something. Like if you're sitting inside your house right now, you're in the interior of your house. If you were to go outside, you would be in the exterior of your house. Same thing for geometry and angles. This blue shade right here is in the interior of your angle. So point D, F, and H are all interior points. And if you're talking outside the angle, I, J, and K are all exterior points of your angle. So G, F, and H are interior. I, J, and K are exterior in the point. Okay, here's what I mean by a very busy figure right here. You've got a bunch of angle B's. You've got angle 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all angle B's. You've got even more angle D's over here, because that's the point for D. So you got 7, 8, 6, 9, 10. And when you combine those, like if I combine 8 and 9 together, that's another angle D. So you've got a bunch of angle D's going on here, and a bunch of angle B's going on. All right, so they have not hooked up my pad yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a screenshot of this problem right here. I'm going to open up it in my preview. That way I can mess with it a little bit. So I'm going to take a screenshot. All right, you guys, I'm going to go to my desktop where my screenshot is. So give me just a second. There it is. I'll pull it open in preview, blow this sucker up so we can get a good look at this. All right, and open up my pen. All right, use the figure here. Name all the angles that have D as a vertex. Well, here's angle D. All right, so they give us a few to go off, which is EDF. So if you want to follow along with me, E, D, F is angle 7. They've already got that named, so I don't have to, name it again. EDG, so E, come on, act right. EDG, that would be angle 8. FDC, let's see, F to D to C, that would be angle 6. GDC, so G to D to C, that would be the 9-10 combo that I mentioned earlier. All right, so NFDH, that would be the 6-10 combo. So 6 and 10 combined make that obtuse FDH, and we'll learn what obtuse means later on. All right, so I did 7, I did 8, we did 6, we did the 9-10 combo. Oh my goodness, you guys. We did the 6-10 combo. How about an 8-10? I'm sorry, an 8-9 combo. Let's try that 8-9 combo. So the 8-9 combo would be E to D, but instead of going to G, I'm going to shoot down to H to include 9 with it. So the 8-9 combo would be EDH. It's going to let me do my best. Maybe that should be EDH. Go with me on this, you guys. It should be EDH. Let me see. I can make an E that way. There we go. All right, so there's your EDH. So we did 7, 8, the 9-10 combo, the 6-10 combo. Did we just do 9? Like GDH? No, we did not. Let's do that one. That's probably the easy one. So let me take this off. And GDH would be angle 9. This angle right there. So, or backwards, HDG would be fine. So GDH. G, D, and H. All right. And of course, you probably realize there is a bunch more you could have done. You could have done the straight angle, EDC, the combo of either 8, 9, 10 on the right or 7, 6 on the left. Bunch of different answers you can have here, you guys. Bunch of different answers you can have and still be correct. So talk with your teacher about that if that's confusing to you. All right, name 2 sides of angle 2. All right, so you visual people, let's look at angle 2. There it is, right there. That's angle 2, which B is the vertex. So I need to have, oops, give me my pen. A, B would be the left side. BA is the ray going up. And then BD going to the right. That would be angle 2 right there. So the 2 sides would be BA going left and then BD going right, or BG for that matter. It doesn't really matter which letters you put. They're collinear. You just can't put BF though, because that would be angle 1 going to the left. And I need angle 2 to be in the interior of my angle. So BA going left. Give me my pen. Give me my pen. It's not going to let me. I should have done that better. I'll tell you what, we'll do this. B, A, and I'll come up and make a crossbar. There we go. And a ray on top. All right. And then BD to the other side. It's very hard to make these with your mouse. All right, goodness, that is not incredibly easy. I need my pad to be hooked up. All right, name a point in the interior of FDE. Interior means on the inside. So for you visual people, let me mark this out. FDE. So I'm going to start at F. I'm going to go to D. I'm going to go up to E. And the number sitting in there will be 7. So I'm looking for a point inside all of this area right here. Well, the only one there is A. That's your only answer you can have. So A is going to be the only one I can have. A is inside all this mess right there. That's your interior stuff. All right, and last one, name a point or points in the exterior of FDE. Well, I should never have erased my FDE, so let me draw that back. If A is inside, all of these are ones that are exterior. So I can go with G, H, or C. Name a point or points. All right, so if I name one, I can go with G, H, or C. If I want to name all three, then you have to have a comma. But it just says name a one. So there you go. G is good, H is good, C is good. Any of those three. All right. So there goes example number 1. See if I can get rid of this. All right, looks like I'm done with this page, so I'm going to move on. Oh, I'm not done with this page. My check is at, I guess, the bottom of the page. No, it's on the next page. Okay, I'm on page 67 of your book. It wants me to check something. All right, it says use the figure to identify the angles or parts of the angles that satisfy the given condition. Which angle has sides BD and DC? All right, BD, that's this one. And DC, that's this one. So I'm looking at DB, DC. Well, obviously it's angle 2. So A is a good answer. So A is good for sure because angle 2 is right here. Remember, you can use the 3 letters BDC. Oh, that's this one. That one's good. So A is good. D is good. You can go backwards. CDB. Which is this one. E is good. So far, A is good. D is a good answer. E is a good answer. Well, obviously, it's not 3 because 3 is what we call a vertical angle to 2. That would be the opposite direction. So that would not be a correct answer. 3 is not correct. ADB, ADB. No, that would be angle 1. That is not correct. EDC. Where's EDNC? No, that would be angle 4. EDC would be this one. That is not correct. So A is correct, D is correct, E is correct. All right, let's get some more notes. Congruent angles. Very much like congruent segments. They will typically be marked equal, or you'll see the word bisect, and that little slash right there, and that little one slash right there means they're equal to each other. So whatever one measure is, it is also the other. That makes them congruent angles, or the same measure. An angle bisector will, of course, cut an angle in half. That makes them equal to each other. So they're going to say that this ray TR bisects angle QTS or angle STQ backwards. Just means them equal to each other. All right, on to example number 2. All right, so it looks like I need to do another screenshot so you guys can see me walk you through this. And we'll do the step to those. So that was my last one. Get rid of that. Where's my screenshot? There we go. And make this a little bit bigger for you guys. All right, so we are in example number 2. I am on page 68 of your workbook, your consumable, as we teachers call it. All right, so we got figure BA and BC are opposite rays. All right, so what that means to you guys is that it makes basically a straight line. BA going to the left, BC going to the right. This whole thing right here is 180 degrees. All right, then it says BD bisects. Well, bisect means, let me grab this. BD bisect. Oh, come on. Act right. Oh, goodness. Let's try this again. Not going to give me my pen. I need my tablet hooked up. All right, there it is. BD. That is the angle bisector. All right, well, it bisects ABE. ABE. That would be this angle right there. So these two sections are going to be the same measure as each other. Whatever one angle is, the other angle also is. All right, well, it says ABD, this left angle is 4x plus 14. 4x. Ooh, that was a horrible 4. 4x. I need my tablet. This is going to get annoying. This is definitely going to get annoying. 4x plus 14. All right, so this is 4x plus 14, and then the right side DBE is 8x minus 32. Well, you guys, if they are bisected, that means they're equal to each other. So they're going to have the same measure, so they're going to be equal measure. So we're going to put an equal in between them. So this is be the other angle. And the 4x plus 14 on the left will be equal to the 8x minus 32. All right, on the right. All right. So not really sure what they're wanting here, but substitution. So I'm going to subtract 4x to the other side. So if I subtract 4x from the 8x, I get 4x. And that just leaves 14 over here. And it looks like I'm going to add the 30 to the other side. So 14 plus 32. If you don't feel comfortable adding that in your head, grab you a calculator. 14 plus 32 is 46. And then the opposite is to multiply by 4 is to divide by 4. So 46 divided by 4 going to be 11.5. Now, I don't know how your teacher's going to want it, if the decimal's okay with them, or if they're going to want it as a mixed number. So it'd be 11.5, or if they want it as a improper fraction, it would be 23 over 2. Yeah, you got to decide what your teacher wants. Either way, we are going to do a plug and chug, because this problem also asked me to find DBE, which means I got to do a little plugging and chugging. All right, so DBE, that would be the 8x minus 32 according to the directions. So instead of 8 times x minus 32, I'm going to plug in my 11.5. All right, so, okay, so 11.5. Well, I'm not sure why I did that double, but that's fine. So I'm going to multiply 8 times 11.5. And then subtract 32. So let me do this. 8 times 11.5. That's going to be 92. And then you're going to subtract 32. And that's going to give you 60. So it looks like the angle is 60 degrees. And listen, because they're congruent, you guys, if this angle right here is 60, and because remember DB bisected, that means this angle is 60. So angle DBE is 60 degrees. So it would be angle ABD, or DBA if you want to put it backwards. Listen, if they ask you for ABE, you would add them together, because A to B to E is them combo. 60 plus 60 would be 120 degrees, if they were to ask you that. All right. Let me get off of this and back to the lesson. Let's see what's coming up next. Oh, got a check. Okay. So in opposite rays, KN bisects JKL. All right. So this bisects, which means these two parts are equal to each other. All right. So more than likely set them equal to each other, but I know some of you are visual. You're going to need to be able to see it. So I'm going to pull this sucker up and blow it up for you guys so you can see. All right. So it says that they're opposite rays, KM and KJ, which means it makes a straight line. All right, so KN bisects. So this is your bisector right here. And it bisects JKL. All right, that means that, oh, here we go again. My apologies. So used to my pad. And so we're looking at these two angles right here being equal to each other. All right, so let's see, JKN. Remember, just connect the dots. That's this angle is 8x minus 13. NKL, that would be this angle, is 6x plus 11. All right, so they're going to be equal to each other. So you're basically going to set 8x minus 13 equal to 6x plus 11. All right, so at least you're going to subtract 6x to the other side. So minus 6x leaves you a 2x. Bringing down my minus 13 equals 11. I'm going to add 13 to the other side, so plus 13 plus 13. So 11 plus 13 is 24. And then opposite is 2 divided by 2. So it looks like x is going to be a 12. And this is geometry, you guys. You always want to check back to make sure it's what they asked for. And it is not. They wanted JKN. They want this angle right there. So you're going to plug it back into the one that's labeled JKN. The 8x minus 13. So instead of 8 times x, it's going to be 8 times 12. And then minus 13. Grab your handy dandy calculator. You're going to multiply 8 times 12. And then that's going to give you 96. Subtract 13. Looks like the final answer is going to be 83. 83 degrees. And remember, because the word bisect is there, this angle is 83, which means this angle over here also 83 degrees. If they were to ask you the entire enchilada, the JKL, you would have to add 83 plus 83 to get your total. So something to think about. Don't forget that. Remember, always look back and see what they did ask for so that you have the correct answer. All right, let's see. That finishes up page 68. So we'll go on to page 69. Okay, this is page 69. Got some more words to go through. Okay. Special angles, adjacent, linear, and vertical angles. Well, if you listen to the video, I said vertical just a minute ago. So here we are. Special angles, adjacent means right next to. So this is a figure where they are attached to one another to share a ray. Angle 1 and angle 2 have a common vertex. That's your vertex right there where they have a common point. They have a common ray. These are adjacent. These are non-adjacent because they do not share a common endpoint, the vertex, and they do not share a common ray. Linear pair, it's basically your straight angle because they have your opposite rays that connect. Linear pair means you have two angles that are sitting right next to each other, but they make a straight line. So angle 1 and angle 2 combine to make a straight line. These are non-linear a pair because they don't make a straight line. Yeah, they're adjacent, but they do not make a straight line, so they're not a linear pair. They have to form 180 degrees. Then you got your vertical angles, which are opposite angles. So 1 and 3 would be opposite. 2 and 4 would be opposite. And the reason why is because they're made up from the same two straight lines. There's your two straight lines. 1 and 3 are vertical angles, and they're equal to each other, by the way. They are congruent. 2 and 4 are also congruent. And the way to mark that would be with 1 slashes for 2 and 4. And if you want to mark 1 and 3 congruent, you don't need to use 1 slashes because it's already been used. You'd use 2 slashes. So 1 and 3 are congruent to each other. These are non-vertical angles because they're not made from the same two straight lines. In fact, this ray right here is not even a line at all. It's just a ray. So is this one right here. That's just a ray. So they are not made from the same two straight lines. All right. I think that is it, you guys. We got a real world example on the next page. So, example number 3, and just to keep this video short, I'm gonna call it a day right here. Although I'm kind of curious what's going on here. It's a multiple choice. Let me look at this one. City planner designing a park must have placed 2 pathways that intersect near the center of the park. GED. GED is 88 degrees. Okay. They want me to name the true statements. All right. Well, first off, these are 2 straight lines, which makes these 2 angles vertical angles. So this angle over here, FEH, is also 88 degrees automatically. So C is for sure a correct answer, 88 degrees. All right. Now, straight lines or the linear pair, however you want to look at this, make 180 degrees. So you need to find out what this angle right beside it is, just simply by doing 180 minus 88. So I'm going to grab my calculator and do 180 minus 88, and that's 92. So this angle and its vertical angle below are both 92. So FED, or backwards DEF, are 92. So it looks like A is the correct answer. DEG, DEG. No, it's already 88, so B is wrong. DEH, DEH. Well, that's a straight line. That's not 88, obviously. DEH is the linear pair. C is not correct. So far, I've got D correct. I'm sorry, my bad. C correct and A correct. B and D are both wrong. GEH. GEH. That would be the vertical to the 92, so it's obviously 92. That is wrong. So it looks like your only answers are A and C. A and C. All right, so now I'm to the practice, you guys, and we'll let your teacher take over. Let her answer any questions you might have, or ask me.